Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Raja Omar on my channel RU Speaks, and Raja Omar speaks for you for the sake of the subjects of Pakistan studies and global perspectives. And today we're going to talk about the syllabus content of the history. I mean the Pakistan Studies 2 syllabus, the history and culture of Pakistan. And today we're going to talk about the first topic, that is the decline of the Mughal Empire. And we will find out that what are the reasons behind the decline and how to attempt 7 marks and 14 marks questions related to the decline of the Mughals. So here we have the notes in front of us. First of all, there is a timeline given over here, that this timeline is of section 1, as we were talking about that whole of the history syllabus consists of 3 sections, and this is section 1. It is from decline of Mughals up to the partition of Bengal of 1905, and section 2 is from 1906 to 1947, and section 3 is from 1947 onwards to 1999, along with the international relations of Pakistan. So first of all, the timeline of this particular section is given over here, that the formation of East India Company, that is in the year 1600. I mean, they got the license to trade in the East Indian region of the world by the British Queen Victoria, and then the Jahangir's successor, 1605, Shah Jahan, comes to throne in 1627. Okay, then the reign of Aurangzeb starts 1658, and Aurangzeb dies. Unstable empire 1707. Then Muhammad Shah takes control 1719. Ahmad Shah takes control 1748. Alamgir II's era starts in 1754, and Battle of Plassey was fought in 1757. Important event it is. Shah Alam II takes control in 1759. Battle of Buxar, that is again the important event of 1764. India Act, that is the Pitt's India Act, as it is known as 1784. And the Nawabs of Oudh defeated in 1799. And in the same year, Tipu Sultan was defeated and he was martyred. And British enter Delhi in 1803. Akbar II takes control in 1806. Government of India Act of 1833. Bahadur Shah II takes control in 1838. And then annexation of Sindh 1843, important event. And then annexation of Punjab 1849, again important event. And the doctrine of lapse, it was introduced in 1852. And this was the important timeline. Now moving on to the topic, that is the reasons of decline of Mughal Empire in the subcontinent. This is our today's topic. And the collapse of the Mansabdari system. The Mansabdars, they became really very much corrupt, and they used to exploit the locals, the poors and the poor farmers over there, and they used to collect the tax, and they were not paying that tax to the Mughal treasury, and they were so corrupt that the whole of the system was moving towards collapse. The local rulers that were ruling the parts of Mughal Empire on behalf of the Mughals started rising after the death of Aurangzeb, as they were not strong rulers at Delhi. So it means that they had made their own smaller empires in the areas where they were designated. They were appointed as Mansabdars, but they were, in one sense, they were the employees of the Mughal Empire. But when they saw that there was really very weak government at Delhi, they started getting control over there in their own lands, and they became a sort of Nawabs over there in the lands where they were designated. The religious policies of Aurangzeb, the religious policies of Aurangzeb, such as banning sati and gambling and drinking wine, offended the large Hindu contingent of the Mughal Empire. As we know that the Hindus, they were in majority, so the policies of Aurangzeb, they were not in favor of Hindus. That's why majority of the population of the subcontinent went against Aurangzeb, and afterwards this led to the collapse of the empire. Arrival of the British, another really very important reason. The British soon became strong as there was no check on their activities from a strong ruler in the center. I mean, the Mughal emperor was unaware. Mughal emperor was, you can say, so incompetent that he was not looking at the activities of the East India Company, that what was happening around and how East India Company was getting stronger and taking control of the different areas of the subcontinent. They also attracted the people by bringing new innovations to the infrastructure of India, introduction of railways like that, and bringing printing presses and machinery. Not only this, they also assisted the local rulers to rise against the Mughals and weaken the foundation of the empire. So British played a really vital role in the collapse of the Mughal Empire, and they were getting stronger day by day. Foreign invasions. If we talk about the foreign invaders like Persians, Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali from Afghanistan, the Persians had been looking forward to the weakening of the Mughal Empire since the death of Aurangzeb, and Nadir Shah seized the opportunity to plunder the Mughal Empire in 1783. I mean, foreign attacks, they were playing their role in the decline of the Mughal Empire, and two important personalities, Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali, their attacks on the subcontinent were really a greater disaster for the Mughal Empire. War of Succession. Wars of succession between the Mughal royal family, the continuous practice of the Mughal princes to fight with each other for the throne after the death of emperor inflicted multiple wounds for the empire, including the loss of the precious lives, empire leading to the bankruptcy and revealing all its weaknesses to the enemies within and abroad. So everyone was looking around at what was happening, that the princes, they were fighting with one another, splitting the armies among themselves, and that led to the weakening of the whole of the empire. So now the questions related to this one, and you can see that here I have made the list of all those questions that they have come up in the past papers previously. For example, explain why the Mughal Empire declined following the reign of Aurangzeb. So this question has come up in the May-June 2006, May-June 2012, and October-November 2010. The coming of the British was the main reason, or you can say the arrival of the British was the main reason of the decline of the Mughal Empire. Do you agree or disagree? I mean, this is the 14 marks question. And if the question comes as compulsory question, question number one from Mughals decline, then this question will be of 10 marks, 1D, I mean. The reason for your answer, this question has come up in the May June 2007. So now, what would happen that they would be using different types. For example, do you think that the succession wars were the major cause of decline of the Mughal Empire? Do you agree? Do you think that the foreign invasions were the major cause of the decline of the Mughal empires? Do you agree? So they can use any of these upper reasons just discussed over here with you all. They can take any of the reasons from here and can make a 10 marker or 14 marker over here. Do you think that the succession wars were the major reason of the decline of Mughal Empire? They can make the question with this one as well, right? Now, what would happen that this would become level 3 and the remaining all would become level 4. In the same way, if the question is like, do you think that the foreign invasions were the major cause of the decline of Mughal Empire? This would become level 3 and remaining would become level 4, right? So in this way, you will attempt. So I have a sample question of 7 marks. I mean, this one as well and this one as well. I have taken these two questions in consideration to tell you that how to attempt the question related to the decline of the Mughal Empire in the subcontinent. So going to the attempts, here I have the 7 marks question over here. Why did the Mughal Empire decline rapidly after the death of Aurangzeb in 1707? So this is the question again. It is a question related to why It means that reasoning, you are supposed to identify the reasons that why this decline had happened. So now, reason number one. The decline of the Mughal Empire occurred due to the combination of internal weaknesses and external pressures. So you can say that it was a sort of judgment or a sort of simple statement given. One major reason, I have given this one as highlighted in yellow. So do believe that this is the reason number one starting. One major reason was the weak leadership after Aurangzeb's death in 1707. So this is reason given. So keep in mind that if a student is really weak and unable to write anything and he writes only this one, that the major reason was one reason was the weak leadership of Aurangzeb's death in 1707. It means that this is level one sentence, right? And in the same way, all yellow, they are level one sentences, right? And over here, level one sentence. If a student just write these three sentences, the yellow ones, and nothing else, that student will get 3 marks out of 7, right? And what would happen when it goes to the next stage for yellow to blue? I mean, if the student jumps from this sentence to this sentence, if student writes, one major reason was the weak leadership after Aurangzeb's death in 1707. Successive emperors lacked the strength and vision to control the vast empire. So it means that some sort of explanation is given. So it means that student has jumped from level 1 to level 2 over here. Continuous military campaigns and religious intolerance under Aurangzeb. This was the reason. His long wars in the Deccan state drained the empire's finances and exhausted its military. So it means that level 1 is jumped to level 2 over here from yellow to blue. And the third one over here, growing influence of European powers, particularly the British, this is level 1 sentence, played a critical role in the empire's downfall. East India Company gradually gained economic and political control through trade, diplomacy, and later military conquest. So jump from level 1 to level 2. So up over here, if these three jumps are done, I mean from yellow to blue, yellow to blue, yellow to blue, student can gain 5 marks, 4 marks out of 7. Student can gain 4 marks out of 7. But if he gives the further evaluation of each reason, this led to a breakdown of central authority. For example, the complete reason becomes one major reason was the weak leadership after Aurangzeb in 1707. Successive emperors lacked the strength and vision to control the vast empire. This led to a breakdown of central authority with regional governors, nawabs, and local rulers gained power and acting independently, weakening the unity of the empire. So this is the evaluation. Evaluation of what? Of the reason, right? So reason, its development, and its evaluation. So these three things make one good paragraph to be explained one reason of that one. So it means that if a student writes this much, if a student writes this much, one reason, I mean one yellow, one blue, and one gray, it means that he will be able to gain 5 marks. So you can see that right at the end of the paragraph, I have mentioned level 3, 5 marks. So he have reached level 3 by putting in this evaluation over here of reason number 1. He has reached level 3 and he has given one reason and developed that reason into evaluation. So level 3, 5 marks. So again, level 3, 6 marks over here if he explains the second reason. Second reason was related to the continuous military campaigns and religious intolerance of Aurangzeb. So if student is able to write these two paragraphs, sorry, the paragraph is this one. So if a student is able to write these two paragraphs, this one is fifth mark, this one is sixth mark, and if he writes another reason over here, lastly, the growing influence of European powers, particularly the British, played a critical role in the empire's downfall. The East India Company gradually gained economic and political control through trade, diplomacy, and later military conquest. The Mughal emperors became figureheads with real power shifting to the British. This external domination, combined with internal fragmentation, ultimately led to the end of the Mughal Empire in 1857 after the failed War of Independence. So this is really very good reason leading to the you can say the ceiling of level 3. So seventh mark. So in this way, 7 out of 7 can be gained if a student writes this way a 7 marks question. Three reasons, well explained, well evaluated, and you can see that the evaluation is given for every uh, explanation or every reason. You can see that the gray one. This is the evaluation of this reason. This one is for this reason. And the last one, this gray portion is of this reason evaluation. So it is must that mentioning the reason, developing it, and bringing it to evaluation. That is must. Mentioning a reason, developing it, and bringing it to evaluation. That will make real a level 3 reason. So if you are able to do that one, it means that you are done. You have attempted this question really well. So this is how you are supposed to attempt a 7 marks question over here. So very much hopeful that you must have got it. I will upload this question in Google Drive, and I will share the link of this one in the description of the video. So now, a 14 marks question. The arrival of the British was the main reason for the decline of the Mughal Empire. Do you agree or disagree? Give reasons for your answer. 14 marks question. It can be a 10 marks question if it comes in the compulsory question, question number one, right? Now, if I just mark the marking scheme for 10 marks as well, level 3, 4 marks, level 3, 5 marks, level 3, 6 marks, level 4, 7 marks, level 4, 8 marks, level 4, 9 marks, and you can write a smaller sort of evaluation, not whole of this paragraph, but a small sentence, just one sentence up to this one, that will be level 5, 10th mark, if the question is of 10 marks. I mean, if you get the same question of 10 marks, that is 1D, then the level marking would be this one as I have mentioned over here with my pointer. So now the arrival of the British was the main reason. So it means that the question says that you are supposed to write about the reasons that whether this was the major reason or not, how. The arrival of the British in the subcontinent played a major role in the decline of the Mughal Empire. One important reason was the increasing military and political influence of the British in British East India Company. So that is the reason, right? So that is the reason. I mean, as I told you that this is the reason mentioned. Starting as traders, they used diplomacy and military forces to gain control over key regions such as Bengal after the Battle of Plassey in 1757. So explanation of the reason that how they were able to get in control. So up to this point, level 2 is reached. Level 1 is the reason, and then this weakened Mughal control, and as the British gradually replaced Mughal authority with their own administrative structures. So this is the evaluation. leading to leading this first reason to level 3. So level 3 is 7 marks. If it is a 14 marks question, if a student writes this much only, he can gain 7 marks. Now, second reason of the arrival of the British. Secondly, the British formed alliances with the local rulers and took advantage of the internal Mughal divisions. So this is the reason, level 1. By siding with rival princes and nawabs, the British were able to manipulate succession disputes and civil wars, further weakening the empire from within. So that is the level 2, I mean the explanation of that one. Now coming to the evaluation, the Mughal emperors became a symbolic figure with little real power while the British acted as the de facto rulers. So that is the evaluation, level 3 reached, right? So in this way, if student writes these two reasons now, so level 3, 8 marks reached, or if it is the 10 marks question, 5 marks reached. And over here, if it is 10 marks question, 4 marks reached, right? And now the third reason of the arrival of the British. Thirdly, the British undermined the economic base of the empire by controlling trade routes, collecting taxes, and monopolizing profitable industries like textiles. So it means that reason is this one, that they took control over the major factors of the economy. I mean, controlling trade routes and trade and collecting taxes and industrial control. So that is the reason. Level 1, the Mughal treasury became empty, and without financial strength, the empire could no longer maintain its army and central government. So when the tax was collected by the British, so it means that the Mughal empire was getting nothing. So the weak financial resources of the empire, that led to the further decline. So that is the explanation, level 2. This economic dependency on the British further eroded Mughal sovereignty. So it means that this is the evaluation of level 3. So level 3 is reached over here, and you have reached at the ceiling or the maximum of level 3. So level 3, 9 marks if it is a 14 marks question, or level 3, 6 marks if it is the 10 marks question. Very much hopeful that you are understanding that what I'm saying, right? So now the level 4 starts here. Do not write in your question. I have written just to make you clear that from here the level 4 starts. And however, there were other significant reasons for the decline, not only the arrival of the British. So now we are shifting from level 3 to level 4. Here we had level 3. Now we are at level 4. We are going to discuss the other reasons as well. One was the weak leadership after Aurangzeb. His successors were incompetent and unable to maintain the vast empire. Many were more interested in luxury and court politics than in governance or military strategy, which led to the loss of authority in many reasons. So again, you can see that reason is there, its explanation is there, and its evaluation is there. So if you are able to write this much after completing your level 3, so it means that you have reached level 4, and level 4's 10th mark is awarded to you. 9 was up over there, over here. 10th mark is of this one. And if it is a 10 marks question or question of 1D, then you have reached 7 marks. Then another reason was the continuous rebellions and uprisings across the empire. Aurangzeb's harsh religious policies had alienated large part of the population, particularly the Hindus and Sikhs. The rise of powerful regional groups like the Marathas and the Rajputs challenged Mughal dominance and reduced the empire actual control over the and reduce the emperor's actual control over his territory. So it means that the rebellions and uprisings, this led to the Sikhs and Hindus and the Marathas and Rajputs, and eventually that this led to the no control of the Mughal emperor over the empire. So again, reason, its explanation, and its evaluation is there in a single paragraph. So it means that if you are you have reached over here level 4 11th mark, and if it is a 10 marks question, level 4 8th mark will be awarded to you up to this point. Now the last reason of level 4, additionally, the Mughal administrative and military systems became outdated, the Mansabdari system became corrupt, and Jagirdars often exploited peasants, the farmers. The army lacked modern equipment and discipline, making it ineffective against better organized and technologically advanced European forces. So again, reason, its explanation, and its evaluation is given over here. So in this way, you will be able to reach out at the height or the maximum points of the level 4, 12 marks for 14, and in a 10 marks question, you have reached up to the level 4, 9 marks up over here. And now you are supposed to give the conclusion. This is the level 5, the last one. In conclusion, while the coming of the British was a major factor of the decline of the Mughal Empire, it was not the only one. Internal weaknesses such as poor leadership, religious intolerance, outdated institutions had already weakened the empire before British dominance began. Therefore, it is more accurate to say that British arrival accelerated an already ongoing decline rather than becoming its sole cause. So really very good judgment is given over here. So this is judgment, and this led to 2 points, 2 marks if it is a 14 marks question. So 13th and 14th mark is over here. 12th was over here at the end of level 4, and 13th and 14th is given over here in L5. So it means that if you reach to this point, then 14 out of 14 marks can be gained. And if it is a 10 marks question, if you reach up to this point, in conclusion, while the coming of the British was a major factor in the decline of the Mughal Empire, it was not the only one. You can see that internal weaknesses and poor leadership or religious or intolerance also played a vital role in the decline of the Mughal Empire. You just complete the sentence like this. Then you can reach out the 10th mark of 1D, the compulsory question. So in this way, you will be able to attempt a 14 marks question or a 10 marks question if it is part of the compulsory question. Very much hopeful that you have understood that what I have explained today, that how to attempt a 7 marks question or a 14 marks question here. So we are done with the topic decline of the Mughal Empire, and it comes up to this point only that they talk about the decline of the Mughal Empire, and they take one reason as the major one over here in the question, and they ask whether you are agree or disagree with that one, and you make this one as your level 3 and the others as your level 4 and your judgment as level 5. That's it. And the marking scheme is the same one as I have explained. So this is all about for today's topic. This was our first topic of history, that is the decline of the Mughal Empire in the subcontinent. And do not forget to subscribe, watch, like, comment, and share my channel. RU Speaks, Rajoma Speaks for you. And this is all for today. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.